Hey, what's up guys? Lewis here. How you guys doing? You can see today we're at Animal Kingdom. I'm going to show you how I photographed this. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're using here to be able to get those shots. Now, if you've heard about ND filters, there's a bunch of them and they come in all shapes and sizes. Now, what we're going to be using today is actually an ND filter, which in this case is ND1000. You can see here, it's like a sunglasses for your lens. And this is probably the darkest one that I got. This is the one that we'll be using today to be able to adjust our shutter speed slow enough to be able to get those long exposures during the day. Now, the cool thing of these ND filters is that they don't affect anything, sharpness, color, none of that stuff. The only thing that you are actually limiting is actually the light coming into the camera, which is exactly what we want. Now, they come in different sizes. For example, here's the ND1000, which is the one that I use, and you can actually get, for example, here I got an ND8, which is a little lighter, and then I actually have another one which is an ND4. Now, these three are the only three that I have in my bag because I find that these are the ones that really cover most of the stuff that I'm trying to shoot. For example, the ND1000 I'll use when it's clear as day and a lot of sunlight, and basically it takes care of all of that. The other one, which is, for example, the ND8, I'll probably use when it comes to it's starting to get down to sunset, but I still want to get those long exposures, but using ND1000 will be too dark. And then the other one, for example, that I have, which is ND4, which will be one that I use for fireworks in certain cases, which is where I want to do longer exposures, but that will be for another video. Now, as you notice, these things are pretty big. In this case, what I always recommend people when looking to get ND filters is get the largest one that you can find for your lens. In this case, your lens will have a number in the front that shows the size of it, that diameter of the lens. And in cases, many times you'll have pretty big ones, which is 77, all the way down to like 43, which is the smaller ones, for example, my lens. And then what you do is that you actually use these things which are called step-up rings, and basically what you do is that you put them together and they're different numbers, and you can go from a smaller size lens to a bigger size lens. So that's it. That's all what we have to do, which is ND filter. So let's go ahead and take some shots. Okay, here's where we're going to park. And what I love of this spot is you got so much happening here. You got these birds here hanging out, and you got the fountain actually that it's not on. So okay, I guess I won't be able to show you this area, but let's go to the next one and see. Okay, so that first spot was a fail, but anyway, I'm going to show you the photo that I had taken previously because I've been here so many times. I already got the shots. We're going to go to the one that's actually near the Tree of Life, so you guys could check out another spot that there's a waterfall there that we can use for these photos. Let's go. Now, right here next to the entrance to it's a Tough to Be a Bug, there's actually a walkway which will get us access to the tree, at least one of the sides, which is pretty cool that we'll be able to get those smooth waterfalls. So let's go ahead up and walk up this little walkway here, and this way you guys can see how we get those shots. And believe it or not, the trail is closed as well. Okay, this is interesting. 2 out of 3 have been a fail, and as you can see right there is where you'll see the waterfall that we would have parked right over there and shoot upwards at an angle. But no worries, I got this shot as well for you guys, so you guys can check it out and see the settings and everything. Let's go ahead and try the next spot to see if it's not closed. Okay, the next one we're going into here is Pandora, the world of Avatar. The sun is setting, but we'll still be able to get those shots during the day with our ND filter. And as we get close into Pandora, we're going to go take a right here up at this walkway. There's one cool spot here that I like, and then there's another one that we're going to be able to go to the bottom part and we'll take a shot as well, but we're going to take this one first so you guys can check out the area. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the shot, which looks like will be one of the few ones I'll be able to take here today. But as you can see, I got my ND filter on, and I got the camera here, and I'm sitting on a little bean bag. That way I don't have to bring a tripod. And I'm going to shoot in manual mode, and the reason of that is because I want to be able to lock everything. I want to be able to control all the 3 settings that make up my exposure. So as you can see here, I got my ISO at 100, and I got my f-stop at 5.6, and I got my shutter at whatever the exposure indicator on the bottom tells me what it should be. By pressing the shutter button halfway, it's going to tell me if I need to adjust the shutter speed or not. In this case, we're going to put it right there, right on the spot here, and it says it's going to take 10 seconds. So let's go ahead and take that shot and see what happens. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to set our camera here and we're going to shoot this way, or we can set our camera here and shoot this way in an angle. We're going to try the two of them, see how it works. Same principle that we did earlier. We're going to shoot in manual and then set it to ISO 100 and adjust the shutter speed accordingly to what what the exposure indicator tells us. A really good water fountain here in Pandora is this one right here behind me, which is the one you can find all the way in the back, which is actually the queue line for Flight of Passage. So it's great, and like I said, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our little bean bag on one of these areas here and take a shot. Now what I do recommend is to try to get as closest to the water as possible. In this case I'm shooting with the ultra wide angle lens, and I want to be able to get the water, so I don't want something too far away because I really want to highlight the water. So that's why here I'm going to show you the angle that I'm going to be using. So in this case here, we're going to be parking on top of this guy here. And the reason is that we're closer to these waterfalls here, because if I park over there, what happens is I'm going to only get a couple of the waterfalls, but here I got a lot of water action, if that makes any sense. So photographing from here, we're going to get this place, we're going to do that long exposure and get that really cool glossy effect. Let's go ahead and take the shot. Okay, another really good spot for the waterfall and to get those shots is actually on this bridge right here, and it is in this spot. I'm going to put my little thing here and I'm going to shoot in this angle this way, and this is how the shot looks. Sid here from Animal Kingdom. Hopefully enjoyed this video of how to get those glossy shots here over these water fountains, although most of them are off for some strange reason. But again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel so we keep these videos flowing. And if you have taken these tips and tricks and taken photos, please feel free to comment below to where I could see them. I would love to see how they came out in your case. And then again, guys, this is Lewis signing off. Until then, stay awesome. See ya. Bye.
Don't leave me here high and dry.